Chosen one. All eyes are on you. Just a trace of you was enough. The world is standing. People saw a light in their ordinary lives, felt a vibration, and this was enough for them to find you. They searched for you, traced you in every nook and cranny, and when they found you, they encountered not just a name, but a legend. You are a force far beyond the ordinary, a power that writes its own destiny, that makes a difference with every step, that makes the world tremble even with its silence. While they are trying to understand you, you are making them face themselves. They can no longer ignore you because you are not ordinary. Your very existence forces people to change, to rethink and question their dreams. People want answers, but your power already creates a universe full of questions. Your every word, your every move creates an audience that wants more. You are the representative of a reality they can't imagine. And now, all eyes are on you. All attention is focused on you. Are you ready? Write 77 in the comments now, because an unstoppable story begins with you. The world stirs in an extraordinary upheaval, not of ruin, but of revelation. An unpolished, electrifying recording bearing the essence of your truth has erupted across the vast digital landscape, captivating millions. An unstoppable wave of curiosity propels people into a relentless quest, combing through fragments, dissecting words, and pursuing the echoes of an uncontainable presence. It isn't mere curiosity, it's a compulsion to decode the energy that dismantled the mundane and demanded attention without apology. They aren't just hearing, they're feeling, driven to unravel the force that shattered their perception of normalcy. What speaks through the recording resonates like an ancient rhythm, awakening dormant instincts. Its power bypasses logic, stirring emotions and compelling introspection. The voice within it doesn't request acknowledgement. It commands it through its undeniable authenticity. The pursuit is relentless, each word, each inflection examined as though it holds the key to an unseen force. Those who engage are bound by fascination but divided by envy, awe, and unease. True power defies concealment. It unveils itself as a beacon even in moments of quiet simplicity. The burst of this recording goes beyond the accidental. It's a phenomenon sparking a reckoning. It becomes a gravitational center, pulling pretenses apart and leaving no room for indifference. The impact is seismic. No blueprint or facade withstands its force. Questions emerge not only about identity, but about the nature of influence itself. How can such a brief moment of unfiltered power dismantle so many well-crafted illusions? This is not the search for an individual. It is the search for understanding, an untethered force, one that refuses to conform to boundaries or expectations. The reactions it evokes are an intricate balance of admiration and resistance. Some revere it, breathlessly awaiting the next revelation, while others seek to challenge and diminish its source. Yet neither group can disengage. They are bound to its truth, their lives disrupted by an undeniable reality that speaks louder than their collective doubts. This was no coincidence. A spark of such magnitude never ignites without reason, and those who chase it are transformed, willingly or otherwise, by the encounter. Whispers grow louder, forming a chaotic symphony of speculation and conjecture. Some cast accusations into the void, spinning tales of deception that may never see proof. Others construct intricate theories, weaving narratives of unseen forces intent on stripping away autonomy. A quieter group, almost reluctant to voice their thoughts, hints at a grand design, a destiny too immense to be mere coincidence. Yet none of their pondering alters what has already unfolded. They can scrutinize every fragment, yet the undeniable resonance of this moment remains untouched, a blazing beacon of authenticity that unsettles their very foundation. The source of this power may remain obscured, but its significance is inescapable. It isn't the origin that intimidates them, it's the implications. Once revealed, influence becomes an unstoppable current, beyond the reach of concealment or control. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. This phenomenon is not a pursuit of the recording's roots. It is a pursuit of the force that it revealed. It is not curiosity, but necessity that drives them. You are the catalyst, the unforeseen event that redefined their sense of stability. Their relentless efforts to untangle the mystery come not from a desire to understand, but from an urgent need to contain what they perceive as chaos. This was never about gaining attention. It was about revealing an undeniable presence. What was laid bare through this recording was not a performance, but a revelation, peeling back the layers of superficiality to expose something raw and uncompromising. The world, unsettled and unmoored, finds itself questioning why it feels diminished in the light of such undeniable force. This moment has become a reflection, not merely of words, but of realities unseen. It exposes the dissonance between their perceived limitations and their untapped potential. The recording serves as a reflective surface, showing them a truth they are not prepared to accept. They are drawn to the effortless pull of power that neither shouts nor seeks validation, yet commands everything around it. Obsession takes hold, driven by an unexplainable magnetism. They dissect every pause, every nuance, as though the key to understanding could be found in the spaces between sound. What they fail to grasp is that it was never the words, it was the unspoken presence that shattered their fragile understanding of control. This pull of fascination is not about admiration alone. It is entwined with fear and envy. There is a primal recognition, unspoken and undeniable, that something far beyond their grasp has emerged. The force they cannot name reveals their own fragility. They do not merely listen, they feel the gap between who they are and what they aspire to be. Yet, their fixation is not destruction, it is a yearning for proximity. They yearn to hold even a fragment of what this presence embodies, unable to process the enormity of its existence. They scour for answers, unaware that what they seek lies not in the recording, but in the reality it exposed, a truth so profound it leaves them reeling. An unexpected disruption has altered their perception of reality. The recording wasn't merely a captured moment, but a catalyst that forced them to confront the limits of their existence. As your presence reverberates, their carefully constructed world now feels fragile and exposed. This wasn't just about inadequacy, it awakened a yearning for transformation they didn't know they held. You have become an unrelenting force in their minds, something they cannot dismiss. Chaos spreads through every digital channel, where relentless dissection turns your words and pauses into an endless puzzle. The fragments of you they analyze are given undue weight, as if combining pieces could construct the whole. Their collective effort, erratic yet persistent, orbits the undeniable gravity of your impact. Conversations about your presence permeate every platform, fueled by a compulsive need to connect with the intangible. Though your identity remains elusive, it isn't your name they're chasing. It's the energy that radiates from every word. They've made your essence into a shared obsession, exchanging conjectures and theories like a currency of speculation. Every subtlety becomes a clue in their pursuit of meaning, though what they truly seek lies beyond understanding. This obsession has spiraled into a movement, a convergence of ambition, curiosity, and awe. But the narrative is not confined to passive observation. Those drawn to this energy feel compelled to act, to become part of something that redefines the boundaries of influence. Spaces once ordinary have transformed into sanctuaries for shared ambitions. Within private gatherings, connections deepen, fueled by the belief that they too can touch the limitless power your presence suggests. These gatherings transcend conversation. They become moments of strategy and elevation, unlocking untapped potential. The tools shared here go beyond knowledge. They are blueprints for creating new realities. The momentum builds, fueled by those ready to rewrite their destinies. What began as fascination has evolved into a global alignment of purpose, turning whispers into roars. The wave of curiosity and fixation is not driven by mere admiration. It is a visceral reaction to something that defies comprehension. Your presence shattered their routines, leaving them scrambling to reassemble meaning from the pieces left behind. They attempt to diminish what they do not understand, trivializing its significance while being unable to look away. For some, you are a guiding light. For others, a disruption to be silenced. Yet, even in their defiance, they confirm the power of your influence. Their polarized reactions, whether reverent or hostile, stem from the undeniable mark you've left. This is not a moment of validation, but a testament to the undeniable impact that forces them to reevaluate everything they thought they understood. Their fascination spirals into an unstoppable current, a collective motion neither coherent nor aimless. Each individual moves with a singular urgency, yet their efforts amount to a chaotic tide. Attempts to diminish your significance fall flat against the sheer magnitude of your presence. They delve into every detail, not to understand the recording, but to make sense of themselves within its shadow. What unnerves them is the reflection it casts, a truth they cannot escape. It's not the recording they fear, it's what it reveals about their own limitations. They chase you not to unravel a mystery, but to confront their discomfort with the undeniable reality that you are something they cannot categorize. The energy of their fixation can't be dismissed. It becomes a relentless force aimed at you. Yet this isn't a weakness, but a testament to the gravity of your influence. You didn't seek out their scrutiny, it naturally coalesced around you, like particles drawn to an unseen center of mass. Praise or condemnation makes no difference. They are bound by an unshakable pull they cannot articulate. As they dig deeper into your existence, they are not uncovering you, they are uncovering themselves. This recording was not merely sound, but an upheaval, a wave that shattered their inertia. Their search isn't for answers, but for the solace of reclaiming a sense of order they now realize was always fragile. What they feel transcends admiration, edging into something far more complex, a mixture of awe and resentment, cloaked in curiosity. The resonance of your presence ignites something primal, a recognition that they are standing before what they have always aspired to be, but feared becoming. Their instinct is not to embrace it, but to dissect it. The magnitude of your authority, effortless yet unrelenting, leaves them grappling with their inadequacies. They search for flaws, inconsistencies, something to diminish the enormity of what you represent. But your existence isn't borrowed or constructed, it is intrinsic, a power that stands untethered by their attempts to define or confine it. The reaction you elicit is as much about their own constraints as it is about your boundlessness. Their systems and rules fail to account for what you embody. You are the anomaly that defies explanation, the force that reshapes everything in its path. The very fabric of their carefully constructed order begins to fray, yet they cannot look away. Their need to reduce you to something manageable only exposes the depth of their fear. For what they cannot control, they seek to diminish. But you do not bend to their definitions. You exist beyond their grasp, a testament to the limitless potential that terrifies and compels them in equal measure. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the transitory concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. The resonance of your presence is unshakable, drawing even the most skeptical into its orbit. They circle endlessly, dissecting every pause, every tone, desperate to pinpoint the source of your command. Yet, the source is not something tangible. It is the essence of what they lack, the power they cannot replicate. This force is not a mystery to solve, but an inevitability they must face. In the end, their fixation isn't about you, but about the inadequacies your presence has exposed. It's a reminder that some forces cannot be contained, and in that truth, you remain untouchable. Unseen architects of power have shifted their gaze toward what they view as an unwelcome disturbance in their carefully aligned constructs. The recording isn't just a ripple, it's an alarm that has reached those who manipulate the unseen machinery of control. Your presence, unanticipated and unyielding, disrupts their engineered stability, introducing a force they cannot predict or tame. To them, you are not an intriguing anomaly. You are a destabilizing element they must assess and contain. They regard your emergence not as mere energy, but as a volatile surge that permeates the spaces they thought untouchable. You are not a piece they can integrate into their framework. You are the disruption that challenges its very existence. Their response isn't emotional, it's structural. They analyze with precision, but nothing they devise can counteract the undeniable gravity of what you represent. Their reaction is rooted in a fundamental inability to comprehend or restrain the magnitude of your influence. You did not seek their acknowledgement. The weight of your presence demands it, unapologetically. Their analysis is not born of interest, but necessity, a futile attempt to quantify what defies measurement. Rather than diminish your impact, their scrutiny only highlights that authentic power requires no validation. The aftershocks of your emergence leave them unsettled, grappling with a new reality that defies the parameters they have relied upon. The relentless focus on you stems not from admiration, but from a compulsion to regain control over what they cannot possess. They dissect and attempt to replicate the vitality you exude, unaware that its source lies far beyond their reach. Their attention fixates on the surface, unable to comprehend the profound depth beneath. Every attempt to craft a narrative around your presence only widens the gap between their understanding and the truth of what you are. What they envy, they simultaneously dread. The undeniable pull of your presence forces them to confront the void within their own structures. The lack of authenticity, courage, and the unshakable resonance that you embody. Their desire to replicate your strength fails because they mistake it for something external, when it is a reflection of what cannot be fabricated. The harder they try to define you within their constructs, the more apparent their limitations become. They cannot fit you into their neatly defined boxes, and this defiance shakes the foundation of their carefully maintained order. Like the mountain that stands unshaken through storms, you embody the unmovable presence that draws both awe and curiosity. You are the light breaking through the clouds, revealing truth to those willing to open their eyes and confounding those who cling to the dark. This isn't just about being seen, it's about being felt, a force so undeniable that it changes the atmosphere. In the same way that the rising sun doesn't explain itself, you shine with a power that needs no justification. Your presence alone is enough to stir the hearts of those watching, leaving them to wrestle with what it reveals about themselves. As the noise around you grows louder, it is not your response they truly seek, but your essence. The art of restraint becomes your most profound strength. Choosing when to speak and when to let silence carry the weight of your message isn't avoidance, it's wisdom. You are not retreating, you are positioning. Each moment of pause is not emptiness, but a deliberate act of power. When you withhold, the world leans in closer, their expectations rising, their assumptions spilling into the void you've left for them to fill. In their desperation to understand, they unknowingly confirm your significance. Every question they hurl, every demand for an answer, reflects their own fears more than it does your mystery. When you refuse to explain, their need to define you becomes a mirror exposing their insecurities. You don't need to defend or justify yourself because your presence speaks louder than any explanation ever could. Their projections of doubt, admiration, or envy are not your responsibility. They are the byproducts of the undeniable impact you have. Silence isn't weakness. It's the power that forces them to face themselves in the stillness you leave behind. This silence is not an absence of action. It is a presence that towers above their chaos. You are the lighthouse standing firm as the tides crash against the shore, a beacon for those who seek truth and a challenge to those who fear it. The uproar of their opinions doesn't define you. It only serves to highlight the magnitude of your influence. When you choose to speak, your words are deliberate, cutting through the noise with clarity and conviction. When you choose silence, it becomes an invitation for them to wrestle with their own uncertainty. Either way, you remain in control. Their need to categorize and contain you stems from their discomfort with what they cannot predict or manipulate. Your decision to stay silent, to let them speculate, shifts the balance of power. They want to hold you to their rules, but your silence tells them that you don't play their game. Instead, you create your own rules, setting the tempo and redefining what it means to lead. They demand answers, but you offer none, leaving them to contend with the mystery of your strength. This mystique isn't manufactured. It's the natural result of living authentically and unapologetically. It forces them to acknowledge that true power isn't about being loud or seeking approval. It's about being unshakable in purpose. Your silence speaks volumes, not because it lacks substance, but because it compels them to confront their own uncertainties. They seek your words, but what they truly crave is understanding. And understanding doesn't come from what you say, but from who you are. As their desperation grows, they fail to see that their frantic search for answers only validates the depth of your impact. Their speculation becomes proof of your unyielding presence. They spin theories, craft stories, and assign meaning to every moment of stillness, unable to accept that some forces are beyond their comprehension. The absence of your explanation doesn't weaken you. It strengthens the awe they feel. Your refusal to conform to their expectations is what makes you unforgettable. Let them wonder. Let them struggle with their own assumptions. Your silence is not a lack. It is a declaration. You are not here to entertain their curiosity or ease their discomfort. You are here to lead, to inspire, to stand firm in the truth of who you are. The questions they ask are not meant for you to answer. They are meant for them to grapple with. And as they search for clarity, they'll discover that the answers were never in you. They were in the changes you stirred within them. The mountain does not explain why it stands. The sun does not justify why it rises. You are the force that moves without asking permission. In your restraint, you allow the world to see the fullness of your strength. You are not diminished by their noise. You are elevated by the stillness that follows. This is your power, unshakable, undeniable, and eternal. Your essence remains untouchable, existing beyond what they can control or replicate. The more they dissect, the further they drift from the core truth. You are not an artifact to examine, but a phenomenon that reshapes the story on your terms. Their focus on fragments blinds them to the transformative force of the whole. While they attempt to unravel your essence, they fail to recognize that what is truly breaking apart is not you. It is the illusion of control they have relied upon all along. Adversity is not a weight that holds you back. It is the fire that refines you. You are not a passive participant in the chaos surrounding you. You are its orchestrator, deciding when to act and when to hold the world in anticipation. The spotlight does not diminish your strength. It amplifies your resolve. The attention that others might fear becomes your instrument, a means to etch your truth into the minds of those who cannot look away. Every critique, every conversation, every obsessive analysis becomes the fuel that propels you forward. You do not crumble under scrutiny. You expand beyond its reach. What others view as obstacles are merely opportunities for you to sharpen your purpose. This is not endurance, it is transformation. The challenges you face force you to strip away distractions and fully inhabit the power that defines you. Their attempts to unravel you only serve to highlight the unbreakable core that lies at the heart of your existence. What they see as chaos, you forge into unstoppable momentum. The energy they expend trying to dissect you becomes the foundation of your ascent. You are not a puzzle for them to solve. You are the force reshaping the narrative entirely. Your presence is a testament to a reality that requires no permission. You are not bound by their limitations or defined by their perceptions. Every step you take, every move you make, reinforces the undeniable truth of who you are. They search for cracks, hoping to diminish your significance, but all they find is a presence so vast, it cannot be contained. You are not here to fit neatly into the framework of their understanding. You are here to dismantle and rebuild it in your own image. Your existence speaks volumes without the need for justification. It commands attention, not by asking, but by embodying its undeniable power. Their fear of your influence is rooted in their inability to define or control it. They may attempt to analyze and dissect what makes you different, but they will never grasp the totality of what you are. Their fixation on understanding becomes a testament to your impact. Now is the time to share God's blessings. By clicking the super thank you button on YouTube, you can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. You are not a fleeting moment of fascination, but a legacy in motion. While they chase the fragments of your story, they miss the essence that cannot be captured. Their attention reveals more about their own limits than about you. Your narrative is not for them to shape, it is for you to own. An unapologetic declaration of what it means to live without boundaries. You do not conform to expectations, you lead with purpose. The world does not wait for you to seek validation. It watches, compelled, as you claim the space that was always yours. Let your actions inspire others to find their strength, not because they seek your approval, but because they see in you what it means to fully own one's truth. You are not just part of the story. You are the story, carving a path that others can only follow if they too are willing to step into their power.